Hey guys, Nathan here with Backpacker Ish. Not quite a backpacker, but almost. Today, we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do at home that will make everything better when you get on trail. The first thing we can do at home when we're getting ready to go for a backpacking trip that will make life so much easier on the trail is to bust out these. Having your fingernails trimmed will keep the dirt out of your nails. When you're reaching in and out of your pack, it's going to keep you from catching your nails on things and breaking them. And having your toenails clipped will save you so much frustration. I usually do this about 2 or 3 days before a trip because I hate the feeling of having my toes dig into my shoes with the toenail. I've cut through socks. I'm not proud of it, but I have. The second thing that we can do that makes sense, that will help make time on the trail so much more enjoyable and make all that walking so much more comfortable, is to manage hair. I make a habit of doing a real close trim of the beard and shaving my head real close every time before I go out. Keeps me from getting things stuck in it. It keeps it from getting dirty. Makes it easier to keep my face and my head clean. I also make a point, and you'll do this timing-wise a little differently depending on you and you knowing yourself, but I make it a point a few days before I go on a trip to start the manscaping. The less hair you have, the less places for bacteria to develop and gather. The less hair you have, the easier it is to dry off if you get wet. And the less hair you have, the less stinky you might be. Let's make a deal. If you come to the end of this video and you find that you do all of these things, make sure you like this video. If you come to the end of this video and you realize he missed something, add it in the comments. And if you come to the end of this video and you realize that you learned something, subscribe. The third thing you should always be doing to make your trips so much better is to make sure that you're trying on your clothes before you go. This is the same as testing your gear. Most of backpacking is walking. And all of the walking you're going to do, maybe, is clothed. The backpack fits in certain places. The shoulder strap fits on clothes. The last thing you want is a tag or a seam in a place you don't want it, rubbing and driving you crazy. The other side of that is, if it's your first trip of the year and you don't get out very often, the clothes that you bought at the end of hiking season last year probably don't fit the same way that they used to. If you are going backpacking, you don't know what your first night out on trail is going to look like. So it's a fantastic idea to get a really good sleep the night before. This way, you can feel better for your hike. You can feel rested and refreshed when you start off. Hopefully, you get a second great night's sleep on the trail. But if you don't, you aren't lacking and you aren't deprived in that rest for your mind and your body. It's a good idea. Get a great sleep the night before a hike. Lastly, and probably most importantly, one of the things that I do that makes my backpacking trips so much more enjoyable is I plan to be the laziest person around when I come home. Now, what that means is I make sure the dishes are done, I make sure the laundry's done, I make sure I have food in the fridge. I plan to do everything I would have done when I got home the day before I leave, so that when I get back, I don't have to do it. I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be grumpy, I'm going to be hungry, I'm going to be all of the things that happen. I'm going to be bummed that I'm not in the mountains anymore. So what I do is I plan that day back. I will go a step further even, so that I can let my mind wander on the trail and not focus on it. I will plan my first day back at work. That way, when I'm hiking back to the car on the last day, I don't have to think about work. I don't have to think about the laundry. I don't have to think about my schedule or my calendar or any of those things. I can just enjoy my time. This whole channel is about getting you out into the backcountry, enjoying yourself safely and responsibly. If that's you, come for the ride. Let's figure it out.